Emerson, I want you to understand what we're saying here, because I'm a bit nervous that the overall point might be missed in the details we focused on. The overall point is, it's not reasonable for you to say, well, I believe this book, so you should believe it, or why don't you believe it? Because if you say to someone, why don't you believe this, it implies that the default state would be to believe it, and that everything should be believed until there's a reason not to. That isn't how this stuff works. We all don't believe things until there's a reason to believe them. And that's the reason why we don't believe this.
Yeah. Let me ask this one question.
Sure.
If the Bible if the Bible truly predicted like kingdoms that would fall and then come to power hundreds of years or even 1,000 years before or after the fact, would that make it believable?
Not necessarily, because some prophecies can be self-fulfilling. Sometimes people will make a thing happen because it said so in an old book. We must fulfill this prophecy. Look, the people in the time of the New Testament had access to the Hebrew Bible. They knew what was in there. They knew what had been prophesied. And it's not a big deal to say, we're going to do this thing in order to fulfill that prophecy. Do you think all the prophecies in the Bible came true?
Yeah. Well, not all of them have happened yet, but I think that the ones that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so you think that where the Bible actually prophesied something that it would have come true?
Yeah, it has or it has come true or will come true.
Are you familiar with Ezekiel 26:7-14 about the destruction of Tyre?
Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah.
Babylon.
Yeah. So this is Ezekiel prophesying that the city of Tyre will be destroyed by King Nebuchadnezzar, and what he says is going to happen to it. Your daughter's towns inland he shall put to the sword. He shall set up siege against you, raise their shields against you, and break down your towers, and blah, 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 all these terrible things. I will silence the music of your songs. The sound of your lyres shall be heard no more. I will make you a bare rock. You shall be a place for spreading nets. You shall never again be rebuilt. Did this prophecy happen?
Yeah, I think so.
This is Tyre right now.
That's not talking about the modern day Tyre, though.
It said it was never going to be rebuilt. The prophecy said it's going to be destroyed by Nebuchadnezzar, and it wasn't, by the way, destroyed by Nebuchadnezzar, and it said it will never be rebuilt. Here it is today.
Let me say this, though, because when it says Tyre in the Bible, that's not always talking about the literal Tyre, because even two chapters after that...
Everything that doesn't work is metaphoric.
There you go.
Let me say this, though. No, I agree that it's not always metaphor.
It's a failed prophecy, dude. This is the most failed prophecy of failed prophecies. It literally prophesied that a city would be destroyed, that it would be a place for spreading nets, never again to be rebuilt. And it's a bustling, happy place now. And Nebuchadnezzar did not do this to Tyre. It was besieged later, hundreds of years later, but not then, and not by Nebuchadnezzar. This prophecy failed. So this is what I'm saying, is when you start appealing to prophecy...
Tyre, let me say this, though. Tyre's not always talking about literal, because, like I said, even in Ezekiel 28...
Spiritual Tyre.
Chapters after
Spare Tyre.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, it can be talking about spiritual. Like I said, Ezekiel 28.
Oh, please, come on.
In verse 11.
That's come on,
though, because if you start in Ezekiel 28, verse 11, that's actually talking about Satan, because it talks about, because it talks about the cherubim